Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, today we have a story that is as frustrating as it is revealing, and it's a reminder of how deeply corruption can run in South Africa's corporate world, especially when it comes to the issue of Black economic empowerment, or rather the BEE, right? Now, the Johannesburg High Court has dealt a severe blow to 6 former white executives of Dimension Data, including co-founders Jeremy Ode and Bruce Watson. Now, these executives were found guilty of orchestrating a fraudulent scheme to hijack a 1.4 billion property deal meant to benefit Black businesses under the BEE legislation, right? Now, the court has declared the deal void and has ordered the property to be returned to Dimension Data, and has opened the door for further legal action against the executives involved. Now, before we dive into the details of this case, let me tell you why this hits so close to home, right? As a South African and as a Black African, I am tired of seeing how BEE, which was supposed to be a tool for economic transformation and empowerment for Black people, is constantly manipulated by powerful white executives to enrich themselves. And this case, right, shows just how easy it is for those with privilege to exploit the very laws that were designed to address historical injustices. And in this case, these executives use a complex financial structure to create an illusion of a BEE partner, one that would comply with the law on paper, and while secretly allowing them to control the deal and pocket the millions. And honestly, it's what we call fraud. They lied, they falsified documents, and they tried to cover their tracks. They knew exactly what they were doing. And honestly, this was no accident. This is not a mistake. This is corruption. And let's be clear about something, right? When white executives do crime, it's never in a small scale. They manipulate entire systems to support their needs. And it's not like the media is out here putting them on front pages for everyone to see. I mean, how many of you actually knew about this case before today? And I'm guessing very few, right? But if these were Black directors involved in this fraud, you would have heard their names, seen their pictures, and been fed sensational headlines from day one. We would have had wall-to-wall coverage interviews with experts and public outcry. And here we are, hearing about this only after the court ruling. This is South Africa, and we all know how the game is played, especially when it comes to white corporate criminals. The media and the system move slower, and when it's Black people at the front, there's no hesitation to paint them as villains. And honestly, it's precisely this imbalance, this double standard, that frustrates many of us who have been waiting for the real change in economic empowerment. The executives involved in the scheme are not just businessmen. They are actually individuals who have been held significant power in South Africa's corporate world. I mean, Jeremy Ode, for example, co-founded Dimension Data in the 1980s, right? And held the role of executive chairperson until 2021. These are not just small players in the corporate game. These are some of the very people who have benefited from the country's economic system, and yet they still try to cheat their way out of a law designed to help us. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the broader implications of this case, right? I believe we must ask, right? Number one, what does this say about the implementation of BEE laws in South Africa? I mean, we've always known that some people, especially those with power and privilege, have found ways to manipulate these systems for their own benefit. But what's happening here is a betrayal of the very people BEE was designed to empower, which are Black South Africans who have been marginalized by the apartheid system for decades. And you know how they actually did it? The executives involved managed to trick the system by removing the black partner from the deal and replacing them with a consultant's company. They then set up a secret structure to pocket the benefits of a deal that was actually meant for black businesses. And let's not pretend that this is just a few bad apples, right? This is a system-wide issue that goes much deeper than just these executives. And unless, right, we start holding people accountable, and not just for fraud, but for their broader role in perpetuating an unequal system, I believe nothing is going to change. This case is just one example of how powerful people can still cheat the system, but the fight for economic empowerment is far from over. Now, I believe that this case is just one of the examples of how powerful people can still cheat the system. However, the fight for true economic empowerment is far from over. What do you think? Let's continue the conversation in the comment section, please. We really want to hear from you. And while you're at it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me till we meet again. It is good.